So what did she do?
Well, then she moved to New York in 2013 and she started making a bunch of friends. And she kept telling him that she had a $60 million trust fund.
Oh.
Which was approximately, what, 80 million or something? I don't know. She said it was held in overseas banks and would cover all of her lavish lifestyle and hotel stays. So what she did was she started to kind of befriend a bunch of people, you know, like she would go to parties where rich people would be. I think she probably learned a lot from her internship with the Purple magazine. Just kind of what fashion the rich wear, you know, like what kind of things that they buy, what they do. And so then she started to become them, you know, like I really think she believed that she was one of them. So then what she was doing is she was starting to kind of make a bunch of friends in a bunch of different social circles. She was an easy person to talk to. People didn't know a whole lot about her. I guess she made up a bunch of different stories about what her family actually did. Like she said her dad was in the solar panel industry, and then he was like an oil guy out of Russia. And I think she made up a couple other stories about where her family got all this money. So she started staying at hotels, like she was kind of living there, which I guess for the rich, it's not abnormal for them to have like month-long stays at hotels like in New York and stuff. I guess that's a normal thing.
Sure.
So what's amazing to me in this whole thing is that she kept telling the hotel that she would wire them money to stay. And I mean, this was like months and months of her staying. Like some of these rooms were like $700 a night, you know? And so she's staying at these like super fancy hotels in like SoHo, New York. I think one was the Beekman Hotel, West Downtown, the Meridian. I don't know where any of this is. I've actually never been to New York. So I have no idea where all this stuff is, but it's apparently just really nice part of like upper class part of New York. So, but yeah, it's amazing to me is that like they never asked for a credit card, nothing. So she's just like ringing up all this stuff.
You have to have a credit card for like a Motel 8.
Right. Well, apparently if you're a rich person, I guess they don't care about that. I guess, I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
Put on a fancy dress and walk into a hotel in New York and you get it for free, I guess.
Yeah.
I learned a new way to get free hotels. Jeez.
Yeah, put your prod on and go waltzing into these hotels in New York and you could stay for free.
Wow.
Yeah, so crazy. So she's up staying in these hotels. So she befriends this lady that goes by the name of Nefertari Davis, and she goes by Neff. So she is a hotel concierge at one of these hotels, and I don't recall which one because there was just so many different. I think she stayed at like 3 or 4 different ones during her whole stint of this. So what she would do is she walked in with a bunch of cash, you know, like she acted like she had like just millions of dollars in bank accounts, like nothing mattered. You know, Neff said she would spend money like you wouldn't believe, like she would just throw money out there. So whenever she wanted them to bring up all of her packages up to her room, because she'd be going out and shopping everywhere at all the fashion stores in New York, all the expensive brands, you know, $400 t-shirts, all the things. So I guess that she said the hotel staff would like fight over who was going to bring package up because she would give them $100 bill to like take her packages up to her room, right? So she kind of befriended Neff during all this. So what she would do is she would smooze with Neff because she's the concierge at this one hotel she was at. So she would buy her like spa treatments and they would go to, you know, they would go see like this expensive personal trainer. You know, it's like $300 an hour. So, I mean, she was spending like big money. Big money.
Sure. So making her friend think, oh, she has money.
Yeah. Yeah. So then she started throwing all these parties with all, you know, like she was considered like a New York socialite. She doesn't claim that's what she was, but she kind of was doing that. And so she would, you know, some of these people that she met that are kind of rich, she would get them to foot some of these bills for her at the parties, or like she'd try to meet all these people. And what she was trying to do is she wanted to buy this piece of real estate that she was trying to turn into like an art. I don't know if it was like a gallery. It was like she wanted to put some shops in it and stuff. So she was trying to like secure this multi-million-dollar like loan for it, like 25 million, I think. And so she was obviously having a hard time. So she tried to talk to all these affluent people, and they would know somebody who knew somebody, who knew somebody that would get her in touch with some people. And she was like really close to actually securing that loan, which is kind of pretty badassy, kind of amazing that someone would just let some illegitimate person like that, who's basically a faker, try to secure a $25 million loan, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for listening to Real Talk. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen. We look forward to having you on our next one.